Here we go. We're rolling. Okay, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. And let's get going here. I think we're good. How's the lighting, everybody? Let me know. It looks good on YouTube. Always, if it looks good on one, it looks too light or too dark on the other. I never equal lighting. But I'll wait for everyone to come on in and catch up. Have a little bit to talk about, and we'll get going on the readings. Okay. How are we doing out there? Hey, Faith, how are ya? Oh, you're welcome, Faith. It's always a pleasure. So, let's see. Oh, people are coming on board here. Let me get my glasses on. Oh, okay. Hi, Gina. How are ya? Lana? Okay. I'll get people signing on. I see a list is lining up there at the top. It got cold. We were like at 62, 65. It felt. It was so nice. People had short sleeves on, and today was a rainy, cold day. Hey, Key. Definitely felt more like February, that's for sure. Oh my God. Need a haircut. I need a haircut bad. That's coming up next. Gail. Yeah, it's gotten cold. I got the heat cranking right now. Christine. All right. I want to thank everyone who has signed up or is following me on YouTube. Thank you. Hey, Kat. Please, and if you haven't, if you have a YouTube account, they're free. Please just follow on YouTube. Looking for aliens, no doubt, man. Take me home. Just take me. I'm going. Hey, Rosemary. I'm like, I'll go. It's okay. No need to even teleport. Just send me a ladder. I'm easy. I'll climb. Dear God. You talk about a little bit of that. I've come to the conclusion I need a day off of social media because I'm getting way too hot, way too angry, way too upset, and it's not going away. So I need to take a breather, I think, because I'm getting mean. I'm getting an edge to me that I don't like. Usually that's not my MO. Hey, Linda. Yeah. So it ain't good. Yeah, you pull. Yes, Laura Lenhart, and you'll see the talisman and cauldron symbol. And just, yeah, if you would, because I'm trying, once I get to 1,000 followers on YouTube, I refuse to buy followers. I always wondered these people who start YouTube accounts and they've got like 35,000 followers 2 days later. I'm like, but that you can buy them. I will not buy them. I won't let anybody, I'm not letting Facebook advertise on my videos. I'm not buying followers. I'm just not doing it. So once I'm to 1,000, I can use YouTube the way I use Facebook to do live videos on my phone. You can't use your phone with less than 1,000 followers. So it's how they kind of keep the number of videos down. Trying to control a little bit of what's going on there in terms of volume. Not trying to control what you're saying, but just the sheer volume of videos. Yep. Aliens. Hey, Suan. Thank you. Thailand, I know. No, it's bad. People's pets and people's chickens are dying. They're going through their chicken coops and their chickens are dying. I didn't get a chance to look into. Someone shared with me. People send me videos and it's wonderful. And a lot of the stuff I don't have to go looking for because people send me videos all the time. And I guess there was some kind of a strange residue on Connecticut cars. But I have a friend who lives like 24 miles away from where the derailment happened in Ohio, and they're stocking up on bottled water. No one's drinking the water. And has anyone gone there yet? Has anyone, vice president, Buttigieg, anybody? Greta? Has Greta shown up? Anybody talk about this? It's one of, I think, 4 or 5. Here in Connecticut, the day after that happened, we had a train derail in Connecticut. It went right off the rails into a wooden fence. It went right off. And luckily, no one was on the train, but there were people waiting to take the train. So they had to put them on buses while they tried to figure it out. So that was luckily not a disastrous one, but there were 4 others. There was a tractor trailer, a truck carrying some of the most corrosive materials, liquid, in a regular truck. It should have been in a special truck, and went over, and bad. It's just bad. It's an environmental catastrophe, and it's happening everywhere. This one in Ohio, it's really bad. Yeah, they're saying with the water is safe. Let's all have them take a drink. Let's go down there and let's see them open some faucets and drink out of them. I want to see that, and then I'll feel better. Let me see you guys drink some of it. See, I'm getting there. And what bothers me is I talked about this years ago because someone had told me that if we were going to have a terrorist attack, the easiest way to do it, well, there's 2 ways. One is there's a few key bridges and tunnels that if you blew up, you would cripple the country. And the other is our water supply. Some of the big reservoirs, there's certain poisons, certain toxins, it would take very little in the water supply to end a lot of lives. So those are the 2 ways. So when this happens and people are like, are we under attack? Is there a war being fought that they're not telling us about? Are we at war and no one told us? That wouldn't be weird. I mean, I would believe that. Yeah, I don't know, but it certainly doesn't look good. So Faith is saying here in Georgia we have a very large freight train, CRX over 200 cars. Yeah. Okay. So no one from the White House has been down to Ohio. Okay, that's fun. That's fun, right? Well, I shouldn't even do that. I think what set me off, it just takes so little. Ask my ex-husbands. But wow, that was dark. When Pete Buttigieg said something like, "We can expect more," it's like, dude, that is not what you say to people. When there's a big accident, that is not the response. Could you imagine after 9/11 if someone had said, "Oh yeah, we could expect more"? Like, could you imagine the American people responding to that? It's like, that is not what you say. You just don't. That's on your watch, dude. You've been, it's been 2 years since the previous administration. Stop. We're halfway through this one. Yeah, chemicals in the balloon, right? Whew, yeah. So that's when you really know you're not in a good way. Listen, for those of us with kids, I know how I feel when I went and see my chickens or my animals outside and they were all dead, or your cat, your dog outside, and I mean, this is bad. No, really, you're not the only thing it's from the balloons, but I think that the derailments are safety issues, and you know, I had posted something earlier today that a friend of mine, I never, here's you should listen to me. I never copy something without crediting the person who wrote it if they don't want me to put their name on it, and many people don't, because they have a much smaller viewership than I do, and they don't want everyone seeing their name. So I'll just put copy from a friend or just copy. It's not my writing. That goes also with any kind of art stuff that I share. I'll always put the artist's name if it's not on the picture itself. Hello, how are you? Good? You're all worked up too. No, you are. So anyway, because it's plagiarism. You shouldn't do that. I wrote my newsletter about that this month a little bit. Taking what doesn't belong to you. Is that okay? What are you doing? All puffed up. So anyway, but I had shared something that in the same capacity that Trump was deemed a dictator because he was making all these rules, Biden is powerless and can't make any rules. And it doesn't make any sense if you look back at the PR, and I did. It's like, this makes no sense whatsoever. You can't have it both ways. So, and I'm going to say something out loud. My stance on this: anyone who voted for Biden because they hated Trump, it was like shitting your pants and changing your shirt. We got nothing out of this. This wasn't a good thing. And why America loves their old white men, why they want grandpa running the country, I still don't understand that. I don't understand this love affair with old white men. I don't get it. I'm never going to get it. You're not going to be able to sell me on it. If you couldn't get a job in the private sector, why are you working for the public sector? Who's the one that's retiring? The woman who's retiring. She's 90. Is she 91? 89, 91? How do you have a job at that age? How does that happen? You know, I remember, God, I was young, and I was leaving the state service, and I went for a job at Chrysler Capital Corp. And I was an executive assistant, and I was young, but I'd worked for the state for, at that point, 6 years. A wonderful interview, met with the vice president, all good. But the HR person at the end of the day said, you interviewed beautifully, everyone loves you, you're great, but we're not going to offer you the job. And I'm going to be honest with you and tell you why. And this was refreshing, by the way. I said, what's wrong? Like, we have found that people, individuals who worked in public service, just don't do well in the private sector. And I said, well, I'm not union. She goes, we understand that. I said, well, I've worked for a Fortune 500 before this. So we get that too. We saw your resume. And yet we can't take the chance on it. We just find the sense of entitlement, and it just doesn't, she didn't go into detail because I'm sure she won't implicate herself in any kind of a slanderous thing, but she was right. There's a level of incompetence, a level of mediocrity when you're rewarded for doing just enough. This quiet quitting thing has never served me well. I was promoted because I worked hard and always did extra, and that always served me well. I was promoted and made more money. So I don't fully grasp. And I think a lot of my age group doesn't grasp the idea of, why wouldn't you take extra work? Why wouldn't you work extra hard? That's how promotions are deemed. They're not going to promote the person who does the least. But yeah, it's just a very different world we're getting into. But this idea of people in public service that are just so old. And I asked somebody once, like, why can't we have term limits? And they said, well, it takes a term or two to learn a new job, to get the job. I said, what? Like, I have never had a job where they gave me 8 years to figure it out. I might have gotten a couple of days, and I worked as an office manager, executive assistant. Nobody was like, here, take a few months, figure it out. And they were like, yeah, up and running, babe, like in the next day. So there again, and that's not, maybe it takes you a couple of terms to get into the system. Maybe that's what it takes. The lobbyists and maybe that's what they need. That's something to be proud of, right? All right. Yeah. Sorry, Brian. Yeah, I know. I just have no patience anymore. I really don't. And anyone that thinks this is better is obviously not in business, obviously not paying taxes, obviously isn't grocery shopping, obviously doesn't have kids in school, obviously isn't living in the real world. Maybe there's some other separate world that's a bubble that you're insulated and, everything is good, but that's not this world. Most of us, we go grocery shopping right now, we feel like we're being mugged. Hey, Pam, I'm just ranting. You're not missing anything, honey. It's like you're being mugged every time you grocery shop. It's less and less bags, more and more money. And again, you're like, if this is being caused because the price of food has gone up and the supply chain are understandable, then why are you posting record profits? Why are the grocery stores posting record profits? It should be a wash. Yeah, we're paying more because it's costing more. Now that makes sense. I understand that. I have a business. When things go up and when things go up, prices go up, stones go up, I have to pass that along to people buying the stuff. I have no choice. I feel so sorry for the friends I have who own restaurants because they can't even keep menus. Week to week, the price of food is going up and down so fast, mostly up, that they can't even keep prices steady for food items. So, you can imagine. But how the hell are you posting record profits? That doesn't seem right. Seems like you're lying, is what it seems like. The electricity is crazy. The bad food. Yeah. And someone else had talked to me this week too about the fact that produce is it just doesn't last very long. You buy a bag of potatoes, you just have a bag of potatoes for a few weeks, keep them cool, keep them dry, and they lasted. Not anymore. A couple days, and even celery, other things that normally last in the crisper. It's like, what the hell? And you just have to wonder, what are they doing to the food? I say we bring back the victory gardens. We have to start gardening, and having had a grandparents that did that in Bridgeport, and most of our grandparents did here on the East Coast. If you're Italian, Irish, Polish, Portuguese, there was usually there was an arbor where there was grapes grown for wine, but then the vegetable gardens were there, and the tomatoes, and almost anyone can keep some sort of fruit or vegetable. Plant fruit trees. Don't plant flowering decorative trees. Plant apple trees. Plant apricot trees. There's a few different fruit trees that actually grow very well here in Connecticut. I'm a huge gardener. So anyway, that is something to think about. Blueberry bushes, if you're going to do your landscape, or even do around your house, your foundation plantings. Blueberries are really actually very attractive shrubs. There's dwarfs, and then there's the big ones. They change color in the fall. They turn red. If you're a wild area in your yard, blackberries, raspberries, easy to grow. They grow wild, and they cost a fortune in the grocery store. Blackberries, and it's funny, blackberries are one of the most perfect fruits. They have more nutrients even than blueberries, and blueberries are a huge antioxidant. So, yeah, we should really be thinking about starting some vegetable beds. I don't care. Start small. Just start with a small one, but start with something. And like I said, you can. If you're putting in some new trees, think about apple trees. Think about anything that's going to produce some kind of food. Elderberries. That's a great shrub to plant if you can get them. They're usually sold out because everyone wants elderberries because they're so amazing if you're sick. More comments coming in. Wow. Great. Oh, Rapid, for people on YouTube, Rapid was just saying that he put out a dish of the GMO chicken food, and 3 days ago on a deer trail and under squirrel trees, and nothing has touched it. And I have neighbors that used to put out grain for the deer because they had hunting stands behind the house in Shelton, and we're on like 2 and 3 acre lots there, and yeah, trust me, they eat it. They eat everything. Deer are like roaches with hooves. For people who love landscaping like I do, deer are like roaches with hooves. There are more deer now than there were in the 1700s. And that's why we have these predators that are back in Connecticut now, because there's just so many and people won't hunt them. But I did have neighbors who did, and yeah. All right, guys. So that's enough of a rant. We all can see, if you go down my page on my personal page, not this page, not Talisman and Cauldron, but if you go on Laura Lenhard and just go on down, I usually have a nice mix of political, social, comical, spiritual stuff on my personal page. I will never post a lot of those things on the Talisman and Cauldron page, but yeah, you are so busy. And come say hi again. You're so sweet. Stop. Don't bite. Say hi. You say hi. Yeah. Yeah. What? You good? Yep. Hello. Hello. Okay. So I want to tell you, from the store standpoint, since it is shop talk and not Laura Rant talk, so I guess it is. Interesting. I usually tell you when I see a certain number of a certain sign, a zodiac sign coming in for reading. Thank you. Thanks, Sam. Um, Sandra, hey, Greta. Everything's good. We're just talking. We're off politics. We're going to be on talking about stuff in the store. But this past few weeks, I've noticed a trend, and I'll tell you, probably one in every 3 readings, the same cards are coming up really close to either the first 2 cards I throw or the first 5 cards I throw, and that is the Five of Swords and the Moon. Now, every deck reads a little differently, and this isn't the Rider-Waite deck. And my deck at the store, I use the Talisman and Cauldron Tarot. I use a smaller deck, the Intuitive Tarot, which has been discontinued. The Five of Swords in my Intuitive Tarot deck speak more to the need for professional advice or to seek professional advice. But the Five of Swords usually is for me, the way I read that is watch and wait. There's been losses, you're suspicious, your guard is up, but it's watch and wait. And it usually has the moon on top of it or right next to it. And the moon speaks to things that are hidden, that haven't been revealed yet. So the way I read that, hey, Paul, is, watch and wait. You don't have all the information yet. Your guard's up, you're suspicious, but there's more information on the way. And usually you want to, make sure that information comes in before you make a decision. So a lot of people on edge, a lot of people on the cusp of making big decisions, but before they do, you need all the information in front of you. And it's really easy to go off half-cocked, reactive anger, reactive decisions, usually a mistake. The idea of waiting till all the information presents itself so you can make a good decision and feel good about that decision, and not coming to see me 3 days after you've, shot a hole in the boat and sunk it, or burned that bridge down to say, should I have burned that bridge down? Was I right to do that? I'm like, well, you burned the bridge down. What are you asking me for? I mean, kind of like, it's sort of late in the game for that now, isn't it? You break up with somebody, coming back to see me a week later, say, should I have done that? Well, you broke up with them. This isn't the time to ask the question. I'm not here to validate your decision to end something. Are you happy? Are you glad you ended it? Then it was a good thing to do. I don't know what to say. And I'll repeat again, anyone who's talking to someone, and a lot of dating goes on now online, and preliminary dating online, and texting back and forth, and chatting back and forth. Please don't come to see me with someone that you've been talking to for 2 or 3 months, and now you're finally going to meet up with each other on a coffee date, or go out and what do you think about this person? I'm like, I can't. You've not even met them yet, really. I said, but the thing is, you shouldn't be coming to see me. You should spend the $12. Go to peoplefinder.com or any other ID, site. But People Finder happens to be very easy to use, and do a background check. Do a background check on anyone that you, certainly anybody, God help me, that you're going to leave your kids with. I hope you're doing that before you hire a babysitter. If you were going to business with somebody, anybody that that you should know. But if you're going to date someone, make sure they are who they say they are. Make sure that's their real name. Make sure they're not married. Make sure they really do what they say they do. Make sure they live where they told you they live. These are all things that they're huge red flags. So people are like, if someone's giving you a vague answer on where they live, that's a big ass red flag. It's funny how many divorced / getting divorced / separated / it's difficult / we have an understanding / no, they live together, they're still married, and he's stepping out or she's stepping out. And it's funny how that kind of goes down the line, and the more intimate, the more you get to know the person, all of a sudden it just takes it down. But of course that person is a terrible person who doesn't cook, doesn't take care, who's awful, who's neglectful. Just ridiculous. God, the stories I can tell you about people who, no, get down from there. Hey, no, you can't be up there. Hey, Orlando, no, come here. Don't be up there. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Excuse me 1 second. He cannot be up where he is right now. Dude, no. No. No, I said no. I meant no when I said no. There we are. Come on. He's right over a pile of clean clothing, okay? I'll just tell you, that's not a good place for a bird to be. Right over a basket of clean clothes. No. Hard to probably train a bird. So anyways, guys, that's what I want to talk about a little bit. A lot of people really, and I've said this, I said this in the newsletter, April, May are going to be big months. April especially, I feel a lot of doors are going to come open. A lot of new opportunities are going to present themselves. A lot of people who are sitting on the fence, like, should I do this or this at a crossroads? April is going to just shine a light on what you should be doing. And again, it's what more information needs to come in, more things need to transpire. But I really feel like if you've been feeling stuck, that's going to end, okay? So, hey, Claire. Chase is asking, what about timing? It's the moon saying it'll be revealed within days, weeks, or months. Well, it depends on where it falls in the reading. If it's the very first thing up, it's more about the fact that you really aren't ready to make the decision yet. But you've got to wait for the information, and that could impact whether you make the decision or not. You may choose to not move forward. So the timing on that is kind of a tough one. Claire is saying, chemical rain. Well, I guess you missed that rant in the beginning, Claire. You know, I don't know. I heard someone, again, there was some thought that maybe we're at war and no one's telling us, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so sorry, Claire. Yeah. Well, when this ends, it posts up there, it stays on the page. Listen to it, because it's not good. There's a lot. And if you go on my Facebook page, Laura Lenhard, not Talisman and Cauldron, yeah, you're right about that, Claire. If you go on my page, Laura Lenhard, I've posted a lot about what's going on, and people share posts with me, people share videos to me. So yeah, there's quite a bit there on my page. And I try to intersperse it with funny things and touching things and a lot of animal stuff. I love animals and children, you know. Try to mix it up so it's not terribly grim. You know, that's not my nature. Although lately it's become my nature. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, the food plants blowing up, the trains derailing, the toxic chemicals being spilled. You're right. You're right. It's like if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it's got webbed feet like a duck, it's probably a duck. It's not good. And people are scared. But they're so involved with survival issues. You know, we can even talk about the jab and what's going with that. Eastern European leaders are holding Pfizer and Moderna responsible for lack of research, lack of, you know, and then we also have the media being blasted right now, Twitter being told not to cover certain stories. Nothing can be biased against the government or the election. Anything that might have influenced the election, but that's influencing the election. If you suppress information, you know, Hunter Biden laptop, then you're, because you don't want to influence the election, that's influencing the election. And so we find out that it is real. It wasn't fake. It wasn't a plant by Giuliani. It wasn't. And one thing I'm a little tired of is every time I say something against this president, who I don't like, to be really clear, that doesn't make me a Trumpster, because that was 2 years ago. That's over. I'm holding this administration responsible for what's going on halfway through this term. And God help us, I don't know what's happening in the election year. But what makes me nervous is that traditionally, and we saw it for 9/11, you know, Bush was not going to win that election. But the American people will not change a horse midstream. If we go to war, if we're at war, the odds of us voting in a new president are slim to none. The American people just don't do that. They just don't. And I'm concerned they're going to save this and wait till we're closer to the election time, and you know, holy hell does break out, and we are dancing. We're dancing towards it. We've gone from giving Ukraine money, giving them weapons and tanks, and now there's boots on the ground. There have been boots on the ground. So how much do you think Putin's going to take? And then we find out we blew up the pipeline. We did that. Our president did that. And go on and on. So. All right, so who do we start with this month? I always have to ask you guys, and I'm so sorry. Hey, Dee. Who, do we start with Aries or Pisces? Okay. Anybody? Who remembers where we were at? I want to think it's Pisces, but I'm not sure. Who do we start with? Anybody? We start with Pisces. I thought so. Okay, so I try to. All right, thank you. I do try to go, because we do the Tarotscopes, I usually go Pisces to Aries, Aries to Pisces, so that at least some group gets to go to bed earlier if this gets too late. Okay. Pisces. So I do a 6-card spread for anyone who's new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a triangle. The card at the top is the situation. The following 2 cards are what are directly impacting the situation, and the last 3 cards are possible outcomes or outcome. And so that's, what are you doing? God, don't poop in my drink or my coffee. That is the thing with birds, you really can't train them. Okay, Pisces, here we go. Okay. Pisces, holy God. 3 of Swords, first card for Pisces. Next 2 cards, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords. And the last cards are the Queen of Coins, the 8 of Swords reversed, and the 3 of Wands reversed. How do I read these cards? And I encourage you who read tarot to throw the cards, your own cards, and see how you interpret them, okay? We start off with the 3 of Swords, which is a dreadful card because it's heartbreak, okay? Heartbreak. Sadness, deep sadness, hurtful sadness. The 6 of Wands and the 6 of Swords speak to relocation, new job, moving, Queen of Coins, 8 of Swords reversed. 8 of Swords reversed is a good card. It speaks to the end of anxiety and money coming in. 3 of Wands reversed. My first goal with these cards would be the opportunity to make more money, new job, relocation, but pulling at least one kid out of school, and that's where the heartbreak comes in. The idea of breaking up, moving away from family and things that are comforting, or so that's the one way I would read these cards. It could also speak to a student not doing well and needing to come home from school, leaving where they are and coming home. And again, the disappointment on that. And lastly, and I'm a Pisces too, so I'm hoping it's not that one. I got a kid in Boston, so I'm hoping it's not that one. Heartbreak, move, relocation, end of anxiety. So the financial anxiety is over with it. The 3 of Wands reversed. Hang on 1 second. We'll throw one more card for clarity. Page of Cups. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean that every Pisces obviously is relocating with a new job, more money, and dragging their kids out of school and everyone's leaving. It doesn't mean that. However, do you know anyone who's going through this? Do you know anyone whose kid is on the fence about, being happy at school, or maybe they're making new choices for next year? Um, maybe based on how they perform academically, maybe they're going to be going away next year. A lot of us kept our kids closer to home for their freshman and sophomore year when they were so young, and junior, senior year, you let them live on campus or go away. So there's that too. That's the only reason for the heartbreak card to be here, for that Three of Swords to be here, is again this idea of either a kid not doing well in school, or the idea of pulling kids out of school to make a move. But in this economy, if you had a great job waiting for you someplace, I'd probably say take it. Okay, Claire. So you know someone going through it. Yep. Okay, and that would be the heartbreak too. So there you go. Kids being bullied. For people on YouTube who can't see the comments here on Facebook. Yeah, school is too. I listen. If I had young kids right now, I'd be homeschooling. There is no way I put my kids in public school. I would totally homeschool. Connecticut's a big homeschool state. It is not hard to do. If you have any doubts, it is not hard to do. You can work full time and homeschool your kids. Trust me. It's a lot less effort than you think it is. The curriculums, you buy them and you teach them, and especially in Connecticut, where there's really some very well educated and teachers, people with good educations, there's a wonderful network once you get involved with it. Yeah, a lot of people homeschool. So I had a friend who homeschooled years ago and didn't like the way things were going, um, ethically and morally, and said, nope, not putting my kids at that. That's how I'm raising my kids, to listen to that kind of language or speak that way or act that way. I'm not raising my kids like that. There's a big network. So if, let's say your kid was calculus, and you're like, I can't, I don't know. You just change out with someone else who's got, where you're strong and they're weak. You can switch out with your kids. And I'm not saying that right, I know, but you know what I'm talking about. They can help teach your kid calculus. You can help teach their kids something else. You do field trips. You do a lot of things. It's really cool. Homeschooling is very rewarding. And all these kids who win spelling bees and awards, that you'll find they're homeschooled. So go figure. Okay, so Chase asking the question, just curious, would it be a problem to spiritually protect children, like putting a high John root in their book bag? No, Chase. In fact, my kids all had St. Michael's medals or prayer cards in their book bag, and to this day, my adult kids have them in their wallets. No, there's nothing wrong with protecting. However, when they get older, after the age of 12, protecting your kids from anything bad happening to them, too much protection, sets them up for failure later on, because they don't know how to deal with the problems that come up because they've been shielded. So if you put, like they say, firewall protection oil, if you're protecting them that way, it's a bad idea, because they're not learning through experience how to handle problems and heartbreak, and they have to. Not everyone is nice. Not everyone is going to be kind. So if they have to experience that to grow as human beings and be adaptable. Okay? But no, when they're young, absolutely protect them. In fact, I wrote one of my newsletters, I talk about a very simple spell of protection, where your kid is going to the school bus, say, and a lot of things, breath work is very powerful in witchcraft, especially the Italian witches are big with breath work. And basically, as your child's getting on the bus, just visualize that child getting off the bus, going to school safely, and as you're picturing it, blow in the child's direction. And very powerful spell. Now, what you don't do when you're doing protection work is second guess it. You don't call the school and say, did the bus make it there? Or if there's a storm and there's ice all over the roads. I mean, I can't imagine, but if they'd be going to school and that, coming home from it maybe. But you don't second guess your magic. If you're strong and powerful in what you're doing, you have to second guess it. within reason. And more and more people are speaking out about not letting their kids do sleepovers. A lot of people are no longer allowing sleepovers, even among family members, even among their families, saying, no, you know what, stay in my home at night. I don't know what's going on over there, and I don't trust it. So, sometimes you just nip it in the bud altogether, and then you don't worry about it. The answer is no. But that's a very strong spell of protection. Okay, just visualizing. All right, Aquarius. We have the Strength card. We have the Moon, the World reversed, and the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Hangman, and the Ace of Swords. So, how do I read these cards? Well, Strength is a wonderful card. It just speaks to exactly what it is: good health and strength. The World reversed is changes that are underway. And the Five of Swords, for me, is saying you may need professional help with this. This may be something that you're going to need to speak to someone to negotiate your way through. If you were getting divorced, say, you would talk to a lawyer. If you were thinking of making a move across country, let's hope you're talking to someone about, making those plans. I mean, it's something you can't do on your own. You should seek professional help, right? The Four of Cups, yeah, it's like I'm still not sure I want this. And the Hangman is saying it's delayed gratification. Ace of Swords, strong. So I want to say it's something that's in process. It's in process. It's probably something you've been waiting for a long time. Ready for that it's a big change for Aquarius. This is something that, maybe it's retirement. And again, you wouldn't want to get retired until you spoke with a financial person, until you really looked at what your assets, or are you ready to retire? Can you retire? What about medical benefits? When do they kick in? All of that stuff. You would want to talk to people about, and not just any people, but professional people before you made that kind of a big decision. So it's really about, it's pending, and it looks like it's been a long time anticipated. And Aquarius, being an air sign, which is logic, is doing everything right. But it's instrumenting a big change from a position of power. And I like that. I really do. And making sure this is what they really want. Making sure this is what you really want to do, Aquarius. But you're asking all the right questions and doing everything in the right order. Okay? I'm just looking here. So Chase is talking more about the protecting children, and said she was curious because the rough years are when children are 12 to 17, high levels of mood swings, puberty, bullying, change of life, ways of thinking. But they're doing stuff more different than what I had coming up. Well, yeah, some of them really are, which is why I would homeschool, frankly. But it's a strange time right now with kids, and what they're dealing with and the assumptions they deal with. It's dating is just such a weird world for them. I was I had three 16-year-old girls in the store today, and talking about dating, one of them, and talking to my own daughters about it. I mean, the way we dated when we were, I'm either the very last boomer or the very first Gen Xer, but the way we dated, you met someone or someone introduced you, or you met at a party or a friend's house, and you give them your number and they'd call in a day or two. And of course, there was one phone. It was in the kitchen usually. You had to, take that call in front of everybody and try to, pull the cord so you can get in the bathroom or something, have some privacy. And they would ask you out. And when they came to the door. Anyone who had parents at home, that kid was coming to the door to pick you up. And you went out to a movie. You went out, and you were brought home, and that was a date. It wasn't, I have grown and talking about dating, and it's like, what's a date? And it's the guy comes over and sits on your couch and watches TV. I'm like, that's not a date. That's couch surfing isn't a date. It's not when you first meet somebody. No, it's not. Dating involves reservations or changing your clothing or getting in a car and going someplace. Just doesn't have to be expensive, but it does involve go walk, take a drive to the beach and walk on the beach or something. But have to hang out in someone's house. That's hanging out. How old are you? But anyway, it doesn't involve spending a lot of money, but it just involves you getting to know somebody and see them in different environments. That's and there's a big red flag on someone who doesn't want to take you out. If they don't want to take you out in public, what are they hiding? Maybe there is a wife out there or something. But it was just very different when we were kids. Very different world, very different times. And dare I say better. It was better. All right. Anyway. I mean, chime in, but do you think it was better? What do you guys think? Better then or better now? In terms of dating, in terms of working, in terms of being a kid, 16, getting a job, going to school. I mean, do you think it was easier or better? I don't think it was easier. We worked hard, and it was stress around dating then too, but it wasn't the same as expecting better than. Thanks, Lynette. Yeah. There's an expectation for the girls and the guys to behave a certain way, and we just didn't have those expectations. No one was having us. Well, there's a funny thing on Facebook. It's like, back in the day, for someone to send a dick pic, you'd go find a copy machine, take an actual picture of it, and then go run it off, put an envelope and mail it to someone. There was no camera to take a picture and send. So it was a very different world. But I have some women who are young widows, who are very happily married, young widows in their 40s and their 50s, raised their kids alone at the end, professional women, lovely women. And after many years of being alone, and the kids are grown, and those of us with daughters are very often hesitant to bring home men, actually. We're hesitant about who we bring in the house. So many, many women are. If they have boys, it's different than if they have girls. But anyway, after time, meeting someone, dating, and getting out into that world, and they come in, they tell me, it's just like, Laura, no. My husband would never have spoken to me like that. My husband would never have disrespected me. And how many would have told me that? And I've never tried online dating. That's not my thing. Would never be my thing. But a hell of a profile I could put together, I'm sure, but no. And actually, for all my life, I've gotten one dick pic in my whole life. And whatever. And that's not an invitation. I don't want. Like I wrote my newsletter in January. I don't care if you have 3 dicks. I don't want to see them. Don't want to know about them. Keep them in your pants. We're good. What you do, how you do, keep it to yourself. I don't need details or anything. So I'm more offended by the boo-boo pictures. Everybody gets a wound, has to share it on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a nurse for a reason. I don't want to do blood and gore and, oh, God, stuff you got to share. Why? But anyway. But just that you're talking to someone, you're making a connection. It's an intelligent conversation, and then out of nowhere, it's like, can you send me a picture, without a shirt on, or can you send me? It's like, what? Like, what an odd thing to ask someone. You're having an intelligent conversation, and you're going to ask. But that's how it goes. That's what they do, and they do it. I'm telling you, on behalf of the men, they do it because so many women are happy to send them. If you said no, they wouldn't ask. But enough women have said yes. Oh, 1982. Hey, Gina, how are ya? So yeah, and I was just, and again, talking to these girls, the one was struggling with something, and I'm trying to understand something about an ex-boyfriend, but I'm like, they call us the opposite sex for a reason. We're very different. For example, how many strip clubs out there are there that cater to women? I don't know of any. Okay, any. That's not our thing. 50 Shades of Grey, women bought that book like crazy, right? We receive that information differently. We process those things differently, and men are very visual, and it's why they look, and then they'll ask, and if you don't say no, there you go. They're not going to say no. But most of us are not delighted to see certain things in our inbox, and weird. But there you have it. Okay. Let's read some cards, okay? Gina. All right. So, but these girls, these young people, okay, I can't stop myself because they never had that intermittent area of dating where it was like a exploration or a we're going to talk for a while. There's no like they don't have it because the expectation just is as soon as we get to be alone together, we're going to have sex and then we'll see if we like each other. That's the best way to put it. Someone put it to me like that, and that's the expectation. We'll have sex and then we'll see if we like each other on a date. I'm like, well, that's shitty. It's really shitty, and particularly shitty for the girls. It really is, but shitty. All right, Capricorn. 10 of coins reversed. 7 of wands reversed. The fool reversed. 3 of coins. 8 of wands. 8 of wands reversed. And the Knight of Swords. Okay, so how do I read these cards? Yes, it is backwards, Dee. Thank you. Ass backwards, as my grandmother would say. Oh, I wish my grandmother was still alive. I tell you, a lot of problems would be solved if my grandmother was still alive because Lillian, Catherine, Mary McGlynn would have a seat in the stairs in the store, and she would just school these girls. They were all of them, all of you, everybody. Me. She'd just school everybody all day long. And in case you're thinking of a grandmother who would be like knitting and like a sweet old lady, my grandma was married 3 times. She left home very young. She was an unwed mother. She had my daughter, my mother was an only child. She left home young. She went to the city, a little small town in Pennsylvania. This wasn't like a little old lady who was old fashioned and oh my God, keep your legs shut and don't have sex. She's like, sex is great. Just take care of everything else first and don't get pregnant. And she had lots to say about a lot of things. So anyway, hey Leslie. All right. Well, Capricorn, actually, that's not fair. And she's probably rolling in her grave right now that I said that. What she said, her exact words were, sex is great. If more people were having healthy sex with someone that they respected and cared about, the world would be a better place. That's what she said, okay? Got that right. She wasn't encouraging promiscuity. She just was encouraging safe, healthy sex as a healthy way of being a human being. All right. She's going to visit me in my dreams tonight. It won't be pretty. So let me just, clear that up real quickly. 10 of coins reversed. That's usually do with home and real estate. Either not making money or not sure about investments. The 7 of wands reversed and the fool reversed. Okay, this is a real estate decision that we're making, Capricorn. We're looking at about timing on real estate and whether to buy or sell or renovate. This is real estate, okay? Buy, sell, renovate, move. This is about timing, okay? I love the 3 of coins. Of course, that's celebration. 8 of wands reversed is focus on career. And the Knight of Swords, strong information coming in. One more card here. Pull it together. King of Swords. It feels like, Capricorn, you might be thinking about an investment property, honestly. And the timing on investment property. And I think you're going to wait a little longer to do that. If you're thinking about renovating a home, I think, again, you're going to wait to do that too. See where the market's going. Obviously focusing on career. And it's not just about the money is there. It's do you want to invest it or not, is what I'm getting the feeling of. And I want to say there's hesitation. Again, while you're waiting for knowledgeable information or waiting for knowledgeable, statistical information, interest rates and all of that. And if you're going to make money on real estate, obviously you've got to buy it. You're going to do rental properties that your mortgage has to be less than what the rents would be bringing. Otherwise, you're not making money. So you do have, and there's a profit loss point there. You've got to make so much more money because obviously things break, things go wrong. You've got to repair. Um, but that's how I'm reading these cards. It's everything's fine. It just is. If you're going to do something again, the home real estate, you're waiting just a little longer. You're delaying that. Okay. See how things are going to go. All right, Gina, it's hard to share how I feel about that with someone, about dating. I'm open to one, but I do not have a space where I will deviate how I don't have the experience. Okay, no, that works for me. No. Okay, and like match or harmony. Too much time with experience I just don't want to have. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I will say this. I have heard good things about Facebook dating page, which dating app, which is free and often will let you look at someone's profile page or their page. Like my page is open; you can always look at my page. I'm not closed to the public, but and some people are, many people are. I'm just not. But you can at least get a feel for where they stand politically or what they think is funny. Um, if you can in fact look at their profile and what they post, you know. Like if you're allergic to cats and every other post is a cat post, you may want to rethink that date because if you got severe allergies, that's not going to go anywhere good. But seriously, that's one thing I have heard good things about is the Facebook app. But no, it's more and more people, and especially and more men are like, do I need a partner? Do I really need to be with someone to be happy? Is it more trouble than it's worth? Is the investment, especially if it's a man of a certain age who expects to pay for the dinner, who expects to pay for, and he expects to. That's great, but I'm investing money now in a prospective mate, and that's why so many are like, let's get this out of the way. We're not kids anymore. Are you looking for something serious? Are you looking for something which is just I don't want to share. I'm not looking to do that. I don't want to I know what I want. And if you don't want the same things, then we're wasting our time here. And people are having that conversation earlier on. And I personally, that's what I would do. The other thing though is if you're really busy, if you're working crazy hours, if you've got kids, if you're really typing, you may not have time to date. Because if you meet someone special, they're going to deserve a chunk of your time. I would assume you'd want to. And people always say, well, you'd make the time. I'm like, not if you work a 12-hour day. Not no, and not if you have kids and you want to spend time with them. There's only so many hours in a day. You have to sleep. I mean, you have to grocery shop. There's things you have to do, and it may be. And I've pointed this out to a few women who are like, and men, like, when are you going to squeeze somebody into that schedule you just described to me? When? How are you going to do that? I don't know. Well, then figure that out first. All right, Sagittarius, King of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Nine of Cups reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Coins. All right, how do I read these cards? Well, Sagittarius, the King of Cups, usually is a emotionally secure, often spiritual or kind, sometimes artistic, musical, male. High Priestess, Nine of Cups reversed. Queen of Wands reversed, Three of Cups, Two of Coins. Interesting. These cards kind of mimic what I just said about being too busy to date. Um, Even when someone checks off all the boxes, it is finding time. Oh, I want to share what Gail just posted. A male friend of mine met a girl on Facebook dating app. They've been going out a little over a year and they're very happy. Yeah, I've heard good things, Gail. I have. Thank you for sharing that story. The way I read these cards simply, I want to throw another card for clarity, but it would really speak to, I love the Three of Cups. Um, Queen of Queen of Wands reversed is usually the female workaholic. Someone. It's either a man who's met a woman who works a lot of hours, or a woman who works a lot of hours who's met a man. They could be husband and wife. Um, there's an element of juggling money. Two of Coins. I love the Three of Cups. That's celebration. It could now. Here's what it could be: is it could be a couple who are thinking of starting a family or having children, and trying to figure out how they would do again with a very busy schedule, both of them working. Looks like the man might be more ready than the woman to do that. But this idea of making those plans. One more card for clarity, Sag. Star reversed. Okay. What this says to me is that the scheduling, 2 points, trying to make a living, trying to make ends meet is taking a toll on a relationship that's otherwise very loving and kind, or it's impairing the ability to get into a relationship. Well, I just said basically. The Nine of Cups reversed, the Star reversed, the sense of being disappointed, the sense of um, right now making money and focusing on work is more important than hey Bill, everything okay? It is very cold out. And I think any plans you have for the future are going to have to wait. There's a delay. Well, financially things are sorted out. It could just be that there's, and again, before, yeah, one more card. Knight of Wands. All right, I like that. Creative energy. It's like the energy is there, but the timing and the money aren't. And more time has to be spent in career and yeah. Does that make sense? I it's like juggling money. Yeah. This works either way. If it's the man, it's like the woman's working really hard and there's no time, or the woman's working so hard and she can't make time for the man, but they know what they want. Everyone knows what they want here. It might just be the right person, wrong time. Hey, Kathleen, for Sagittarius, or it could be has to wait a little longer. The energy is certainly there. It's the time and the money that isn't there. I said it. That's the easiest way to say that. Okay, the energy is there, the desire is there, but the money and the time isn't right. I can give you some examples of that. I have someone who's dating a man. He's lovely. He's a wonderful man. He's caring for his father who has Alzheimer's, and his father can't handle change very well. And he's determined to keep his father home. He's end stage dementia. Um, Sometimes he can get his brother over to help watch him. He can get out for very short periods of time. He's a great guy, but the timing is wrong. And his father won't live forever, but he has obligations, and they're there in the house, and he says that the house is a mess because the father is difficult, and so that's one example, of what we'd be looking at. Okay. All right. Scorpio. Play the Ten of Wands, the Magician, the Knight of Cups reversed, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and the Four of Wands reversed. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to say this is Scorpio with their nose to the grindstone. I mean, the pressure, ten of Wands is pressure. Four of Wands reversed, like there's no joy in it. The money's there, and the money's going to the house. Ten of Cups, Ace of Coins. Um, Are you having fun? No. Is this something you're enjoying? Not really. But the money's there. Boy. You're good at it. They're paying you well for your time. You're well trained. And this is a problem many people are facing down, especially in this economy, especially in this job market. Do you leave a job that's paying well that you really don't enjoy? Um, for what? To hope that what happens? One more card here. I'm sorry, I know this is short and simple, but Five of Cups. Oh boy. This is like literally I have people in their 40s and 50s who are like, this isn't even what I plan to do with my life. It's either a family business or it's I thought I would be there for a couple of years after college. 25 years later, I'm still doing this, and I don't like it. And the family counts on me, but you know, it's tough because you can't get the years back and you can't always restart a career. It's very hard to restart a career at 55, 60 years old, a career. If you're going to make the same money you were making, it's not really feasible or doable in many instances. And that's what this feels like to me. It feels like Scorpio is just like, I'm making good money. Yeah, my job is good. I'm good at it. I need the money. Can't afford to quit. Supporting my family. But not really enjoying the environment. Not really enjoying what you do. Some sense of how did I get here? How this happen? That's what I got for Scorpio, and that's I don't know where to go with that. That's just a state of being. Um, I want to remind people these are short-term readings, and not every Scorpio is dealing with this, but it's not a very happy feeling. I always say talisman's my fourth business, but I've also had jobs, plenty of jobs before I started having my own business, and of course, worse than having a job like that is being in a relationship like that, where you're like, how did I wind up in this kind of marriage, or how did I wind up in this kind of situation? So many marriages turn into what I call business deals. They're business partners. They're there because they each know their role, and nice house, nice digs, nice lifestyle. But is there passion? Is there love? Is there no? They're like brother and sister. I hear that over and over again. We're like brother and sister. We're like roommates. We just like two ships that pass in the night. And we haven't had sex in years. And I'm like, oh, okay, but it's comfortable. And if they divorced, it would be a big change in lifestyle and what they could afford to do and have, and neither party's willing to do that. So that's kind of the energy, and there's nothing you can really do with that. But I would say I'd be rather be in a job like that than a marriage like that. Okay. Venus, Scorpio, Sun, and Libra. Well, probably Venus and Scorpio is there's usually a jealousy. That's the struggle, is jealousy and possessiveness. Venus and Scorpio wants to own their lover, and Libra, because Libra is an air sign, even though it's the least of the air signs in terms of wanting partnership and equality and fair play. That's where you have it in terms of relationship. Venus and Scorpio wants to own and consume, and I want to know every bit about you. And Sun and Libra is like, I want to be fair. You're your own person. I don't own anybody. We're partners. So that's where there'd be the pull and push there. Thank you, Miss J. That's true. And she's pointing out that for a lot of people, they stay in those marriages, pay for college, and to have some money to pass on to their kids. It's not necessarily selfish. And in fact, none of this is selfish. What I described for Scorpio is not selfish behavior. It's actually self-sacrificial behavior. And as long as everyone appreciates you and knows you're making a sacrifice, knows you're going off to a job that you don't really enjoy, or knows that you're under a lot of stress and pressure at work, and it's, hard. Um, but it's what keeps everyone's lifestyle afloat. That's fine. It's when it's not appreciated, when you're not a you're a martyr or you're a doormat. That's when it's different. You know. All right. Libra. Speaking of Libra. All right, Libra, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. We have the Justice reversed. We have the Hermit. We have the Six of Coins. We have the Four of Swords reversed. And we have the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, this is the funny thing because I had a Libra in my shop, my God, last week, it was Thursday, and I said to her, she was describing something going on. I said, I gotta ask you a question. Are you a Libra? And she's like, I am. I'm like, you are like the 8th Libra in 2 weeks be going through this. And it is betrayal. It is betrayal, basically. Friendships, people attacking out of nowhere. It's happening to a lot of people as Libras, believe me. People are lashing out. But for Libra, okay, the Queen of Swords reversed, that's a malicious, vindictive, manipulative female. The Queen of Swords reversed. Justice reversed, unfair. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I drank too fast. The Hermit. Again, loneliness, being alone. Six of Coins, love that. Four of Swords reversed. And the Queen of Cups reversed. So, in a couple of these Libra cases, this other person, this friendship, was predicated on the Libra footing the bill. In other words, making the trip out or paying for something, buying things, being the one who hosts or the one that provides the entertainment, or you know what I'm saying? It's like you're the MC, and Libra it's unfairly burdened with that friendship. Didn't care. Libra doesn't care until they care. Libra doesn't care until it's like I just said with Scorpio. They don't care until someone doesn't just take it for granted or just hands you the check assuming you're going to pay for it. Like, whoa, really? Aries is coming up. It's the last one, Christine. I'm so sorry. We're going back. So I want to say with Libra, and again, I tell you, at least 8 Libras, and she was just talking. It wasn't even a reading. She's like, I've had the worst week, and this person, I thought she was my friend, and she just totally, just like a bomb went off. She just attacked. And I had someone who emailed me, a good friend of mine, who said the same thing. She said, 2 good friends on 2 separate issues, just completely attacking. And Libra's the wrong one to attack because they're nice. They're the nicest people. They're an air sign. They're not going to tolerate abuse, and that's what I'm looking at here. So it's like it's very hurtful for the Libra. The Queen of Cups reversed is sad, is hurt feelings, is feeling like you've been taken advantage of. Queen of Cups reversed can be a bit of a doormat. The word sucker, but that's the word. Four of Swords. And the thing is, when that happens, the worst part of when those things happen is you look at all your relationships. Now you're looking at everybody with the side eye. Well, who else feels that way about me? Who else is taking advantage of me? Who else isn't appreciating me? So it really kind of sours everything. Like one bad apple, ruins the whole bunch. Well, yeah. So this isn't about hurt feelings. This is about, okay, we're done. The Hermit. And really being sorry for losing the friendship, because Libra loves friendship. Libra loves partnership. But yeah, this speaks to the experience that most Libras I know are having right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Oh boy. Well, we have the Lovers reversed. We have the Four of Coins, the King of Coins, the Page of Swords, the Devil, and the Page of Wands. Ah, okay. Huh. All right, Virgo. So my first thought in looking at these cards is Virgo looking at other ways of making money. Okay. Um, that Four of Coins is how else can I earn a living? Why? I'm looking at Lovers reversed and the Devil. That's usually toxic environment, unhealthy environment. And I'm saying, and it feels like a work environment. Look at the King of Coins. Now, it also could be, and I'm Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Um, hmm, it could speak to a relationship that is, again, lasting because of money and the kids. Page of Wands, Page of Swords. Toxic relationship that you got two good kids doing well in school. You know, that's you don't really want to throw a bomb on somebody who's doing well. When your kid's doing good, you try to keep things consistent. So there's a little bit of that. How else can I make money? What else can I do? It really feels more to me like a work environment thing, where it's just that there's a toxicity. I don't love this. It's how else? What else can I do? What can I do different to make money? I don't think anything to do with the devil, which is often addictions, toxic environment, bad behaviors. These the kids I'm seeing here. It's not them. And if you don't have children, I want to say it's work. It's work related. That's where this toxicity is coming in. Okay. Um, how else or where else can I make money? But the Four of Coins is really asking the question. Yeah, what other ways can I make money? And I say that too with the King of Coins is very often the business environment, which is structurally sound, financially sound. Um, a little different than Scorpio. I think that you actually enjoy your work. It feels creative and interesting. Maybe it's just the location. Um, let me just throw one more card, Virgo. And Knight of Swords is anxiety. So we have anxiety, we have toxicity, we have the lovers reversed. That's like the creamy center of this sandwich we're looking at, which how else can I make money? I knew somebody once who worked. Well, I mean, worked in a like a craps dealer. Worked in one of the big gambling places, Mohegan, and just it wore on them. They made good money, and but in reality, it's gambling, watching people lose their money, lose their mortgage, lose their they just keep spending it. No one stops them. Gambling's an addiction. It's like being a bartender, watching someone drink themselves every night to death at the bar, watching someone gamble away their money. That's what it feels like. It's like it's not the environment. It's the or it's not the what you're doing. He liked doing what he was doing. He enjoyed being a dealer, but the idea of the environment itself, it just got to it wore on him. How else can I make money? Yeah. Okay. Like 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 Scorpio, but a little different. All right. Okay. Leo. Okay, Leo. Yeesh. Okay, so the Tower, the Sun reversed, the Seven of Coins, Judgment reversed, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. Well, the thing about fire signs is they are reactive. Liliana, how are you? Good, thank you. So Leo, the fire signs are reactive. A Leo of Aries, Sag, and Leo, Leo is the least reactive of the three, but still fire, still reactive. I'm looking at Leo having some sort of bomb thrown at them. Divorce papers, being fired, some kind of bomb being thrown. You know, chaotic. The reads of failure. There's some aspect, like losing your job, divorce. There's an aspect of failure there. And the Seven of Coins is how do I fix this financially? There's a financial component to it. The problem, Leo, is I'm seeing you taking a bad thing and making it worse by how you're reacting to it. Okay, like if you could, like you're pouring gasoline on the fire, honey, that's a bad idea. Possibly, I gotta say, with the Moon here, and in Judgment reverse, it could be a lapse of judgment. Like I'll show them, oh no, you're just being more self-destructive. That's not showing anybody anything. That's how people lose their kids in divorce cases. Is you go a little crazy, and next thing you know, DCF's at your door. It sounds nuts, but this is how it happens. The Wheel of Fortune is in your favor, and what I think I'm looking at here is just like someone launched one at you, you went bigger and badder at them, and I don't think the worst that could happen is going to happen here. I'm hoping this hasn't happened yet. If in fact you're debating making a statement, doing something big, oh my God, I know someone who got angry and slashed 4 tires, and it's like, but they got caught, and let me tell you, that it cost them a lot more than 4 tires to fix that problem. It's one of those things where you don't want to get in a pissing contest because you have more to lose than the other person does. You've got more to lose, Leo, than the other person does. Keep that in mind, besides your dignity and your self-respect. Okay? This is one of those times when you might want to think, they go low, you go high. And that's very hard to do sometimes. I know that. But the cards are suggesting that it either A, if this has happened, you're recovering from it. The Wheel of Fortune, okay, it's like somehow, some way, you charges weren't filed, and it may just be that you're thinking, I could do these terrible things, I could do something awful, or I could just go on my way. And I want to say that is the best answer here in this case, okay? I got nothing against revenge, but sometimes, especially, they say it's a dish best served cold, waiting so that, you're not the one who's immediately being suspected, Wait on that. You're going to be reactive. But, yeah. Now, again, is that every Leo in the world? Of course it's not every Leo in the world. But if you have a friend who just got served with papers, if you have a friend who just got fired, and maybe they're like, oh, I'm gonna steal from the company now. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna, there'll be something. I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. I'm gonna talk him out of it. My boss is an asshole. I'm gonna fix him. But you probably won't. This is not to stand down. Just stand down on this one. Okay? And it pains me to say that sometimes. It really does. But sometimes you really gotta know when to walk away. Okay? All right, Cancer. Cancer. You see any more comments? Okay. The King of Wands reversed. The Emperor reversed. The Seven of Cups. The Nine of Wands. the Nine of Coins reversed, and the Five of Coins reversed. Okay. Well, this simple enough Cancer really reads to give me a second here. It is simple, but well, first of all, it speaks to wanting a new job, wanting a new, either a promotion. Nine of Wands is promotion, new direction, new career. Not making the money you should be making just enough to go from just enough to make ends is what you're doing. Um, but the idea of what do I want to do, the Seven of Cups, is different than how can I make more money. How can I make more money is one thing, but this is what do I want to do. That's different. There's more of an emotional component. That's the Seven of Cups. You know, in other words, I don't mind just making ends meet if I was loving what I'm doing, but this isn't working out that way. It also could speak to working very hard in a failing industry. Okay, the Emperor reverse can sometimes speak to this. Okay, let's real estate right now is a great example. Real estate market has just dropped off. It's terrible. Mortgage brokerage, terrible. They're laying off left and right, right? So that's an example of an industry that's not doing well. What else? What do I want to do? People sell homes because they love selling homes. It's fun to be a realtor. Put people into houses, and it's a wonderful feeling. My friends who are realtors love being realtors, but the money is not enough money. And it's not for being lazy. It's not for lack of working. It's just a lot of work for not a lot of profits being shown. Two of Cups. Okay. So what I want to say with the Two of Cups coming in for you, Cancer, is that Two of Cups is friendship, partnership. You may have a friend that wants to go into business with you. You may have a friend who works someplace and says, I can get you a job where I am. Take them up on that. Okay, start asking around. Ask your friends. Don't be embarrassed. Say I need to find something else. Okay, because it looks like it's coming from that source. All right. All right. Gemini. How are we doing here? It's getting really late, I know. All right. Gemini. Death reversed. Two of Swords reversed. Knight of Coins reversed. Seven of Swords reversed. Eight of Coins and the Hierophant. Okay, how would I read these cards? Well, Death reversed is you putting an end to something. Be really clear, Gemini. This is you saying, I'm done with this. Okay? It's not someone isn't saying, okay, I'm done. I'm telling you it's done. This is you saying it's done. I'm done. Two of Swords reversed, rock in a hard place, choosing rock or hard place. It's not like it's an easy decision to make, and it's not like it doesn't have either way. It's not an easy decision, and neither does it offer you the satisfaction or the win. Okay. The Knight of Coins reversed is usually money you were counting on not coming in. Seven of Swords reversed is an end to gossip or dealing with gossip, people talking about you or saying things that isn't true. Eight of Coins I love because that's being motivated by your work, and the Hierophant is again working in an industry that is conventional. And for Gemini, that's weird because they really aren't the most conventional people. So I'm trying to put this together. And honestly, it just could very well be ending Two of Swords reversed. I'm ending this. It's over. If someone's been gossiping or talking about you, we're done. Okay, we'll be work partners, or we'll deal with each other what we have to be civil, but that's where it ends. So that's my first view of looking at these cards, putting it together, is just saying, I'll be civil to you because we work together, but there is no friendship here. I know what you said about me. I know what you're doing, and we're done. All right, so there's that. The good news is once you make this decision, Gemini, once you put an end to this, it's over. There's no more reason to think about it. And that's how it feels. It feels like something that you still have to have contact, but you're not gonna. There's no way that they're not gonna know what they did, or that you're not gonna say, "I know what you did." And you continue doing very well with what you're doing. 8 of Coins and the Hierophant. Good at what you do. There's a sense of I'm in the environment I should be in. I'm doing the work that I should be doing. However, I'm not putting up with that kind of bullshit. All right? I'll tolerate you because I have to, because we have to work together, and that's it. That's how I read those cards. All right, we have Taurus and then Aries. So Taurus, you're next. Carrie, you always get Death reverse. Yeah, but I think Death reverse is one of those cards where if something's ending, you're ending it. It's like I'm choosing to walk away from this. I'm choosing to just, it's over. It's not just, I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons. It's like, no, I'm not making anything out of anything because I'm shutting the whole fucking stand down. Okay. There's no lemonade. There's no lemons. There's no nothing. It's done. That's to me Death reversed. All right. Okay. Taurus. Second. Okay. All right. So we see the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, the Temperance, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Swords reversed, and the Empress. Okay. And it's funny because the Empress card always makes me think of Taurus. That's a very Taurus card. So the first card up is the 8 of Cups, which for me is a card of either going home, moving, yeah. Ace of Wands reversed. The decision to move, 8 of Cups, really brings about a lot of positive changes. This decision to make a move, balance, the Lovers, Ace of Cups, excuse me, 10 of Swords coming up out of a difficult situation, and the Empress with an eye to making it better for everybody. It's not just better for you. It's the Empress takes care of everyone. Okay, be really clear. Taurus is not a selfish sign. The Empress makes sure everyone has food, everyone's got clothes, everyone's got what they need. Ace of Wands reverse. A lack of support. It's interesting because there's no broken heart here, and there's no sense of, it could be that one of you wants to go, one of you wants to stay. And you're going because that's where the best thing to do is. The best thing to do is to move. But there could be a lack of support there. There could be a sense of, why are you doing this? Or this is the wrong time. I'm not ready. Or I'm not sure. Well, I am sure. I am sure. It's certainly this idea of either. And it doesn't feel like it's a vacation. It feels like an actual move. Ten of Swords reversed, coming up out of a bad place, coming up out of being let down, and it's like hitting rock bottom and coming back up. This is like it's like all new. This is like the Phoenix energy, okay, really. And it's just, I'm done burning. I want to get back to my power again. The Empress. I want to be back in power again. I want to be autonomous again. You don't support me. I don't have support. That's okay. I can take care of myself. I can take care of everybody I need to take care of, but I can't do it here. Okay. That is the only negative card in this is this Ace of Wands reverse. The idea of lack of support, lack of creative energy, lack of, but it's okay. I'll figure that out when I get where I need to be. Right now, I have balance and comfort, and yeah, I need to be out of here. This place isn't working anymore. But this is Taurus masterminding now. Masterminding. I'm going to throw one more card here. Six of Cups reversed. Oh, okay. Six of Cups reversed. For me, can speak to homesickness. This idea of leaving home, but homesickness. Is this an easy decision? I mean, yeah. It's not working for you anymore, and the need to go someplace else to achieve balance, to have your needs met. You can't do it where you are now. There is a sense of, I think you're but I need to be someplace else right now. Okay? That made sense for you, Ruthie? I'm not sure, but okay. So Ruthie is saying, I've been thinking about the Phoenix in my head for some reason too recently. Yeah. All right. And last we have Aries. And give me a second to shuffle the cards because I threw enough indicator cards or whatever that I now need to shuffle and finish for Aries. Okay, Aries. I do have a lot of Aries friends. Okay, Aries, what do I see? Well, we start off with the Page of Coins reversed, the Chariot, the Five of Wands, the Two of Wands reversed, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Cups. Okay. All right. Okay. The Page of Coins reversed is money that is being either delayed or it isn't coming in right now with what you're doing. The Chariot has you moving forward or moving on. And the Five of Wands is, again, that same argument over and over and over again, the same debate, the same, Two of Wands reversed, lack of support. The Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. In this case, the Hierophant, for me, speaks to tradition. And the Eight of Cups is like a returning home. You try to put this together. mean, I love the Chariot. I love the idea of moving forward. And I feel like someone's trying to prevent you from moving forward. It feels like it's in your career, honestly. As if there's an argument that you can't do what you want to do, or it's someone not paying you for work that you've done. It could be that too. And that's where the argument and the Two of Wands reverse, lack of support, same argument, money not coming through. The Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. It also could be. It's like you won't pay me what you won't pay me. I'll find someone else who can, or who will. You won't pay me for what my worth is. I'll find someone else who will. It's interesting that these cards speak to the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. It's almost like a I want to say heritage. It's almost like coming home to where you belong. It's comfortable. It makes sense what you want to do. Now, what it could be is going home to a family business. That could be part of it, or going into the family business. That could be that. There is a sense of I don't tolerate this. I can do that, right? I have to put up with this. I have another option. And I'll tell you, Aries is not afraid to make that choice. Let me throw another card. Balance, temperance. Whenever there's that saying, jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. Well, this isn't that. This is jumping out of the frying pan and into a really comfortable place that is, good for you and healthy for you. This is getting out of a rough situation and saying, I'm not going to tolerate this. You don't pay me enough for this. I don't get paid enough to deal with this shit. And I feel like, there's this other thing you can do. All right. And it has a sense of family business, heritage, something maybe you saw growing up. Maybe it could also be, well, no, I'm not going to say that because I don't think it's family as in you and a spouse. It feels more like bigger family business. All right. But getting out of a situation and this idea of going home, of removing yourself from something that it's too difficult. There's too many arguments. Now it could also be, I got to tell you, that it could be a relationship where it's just, I'm going to go home. I don't have to tolerate this. I don't have to stay here and argue with you. Two of Wands reversed. Breaking up. I'm going home. All right. It could be that simple. But the idea of moving on, moving past it, not continuing the same argument, not continuing the whole sense of, you don't appreciate me, you don't pay me enough, you don't support me enough. This idea, I don't, and you don't, Aries, you have to tolerate it. This idea, I can do something else, I can achieve, and the idea, I'm going to be balanced and I'm going to make my life what I want it to look like. I don't need you, right? That's what I'm seeing here for Aries. All right, guys. Whew, that was that. Got 3 readers at the store tomorrow. I've got Christina, I have Sherry, and I have Teresa, all at the shop from 12 to 6. And I think I'm all talked out. I can't imagine what else to even add to that. Get some rest. I know I'm going to. I'm really, and I think I'm going to be unplugging from social media. I'm sort of watch the clock and make sure that I get off after so much time. It's hard for me because so many people message me either about readings or questions or problems, whether it's on Facebook in the comment section, so I got to read down and see who's commenting, or Messenger or what have you. So it's hard. little harder for me to disconnect because my business is wrapped up in it too. But I can certainly spend less time looking wait for answers. So have a good night. Thank you, Christina. You too. And thank you, Gail. All right. Guys, everyone, take care of yourselves, behave, and we'll see you next week, God willing, and the creek don't rise, okay? Looking forward to that. The weeks are flying by anyway, so see you soon. Bye, guys.